So a typical question that does come up before securing an F45 franchise is, what was your pre-launch marketing strategy? So when you opened, before you opened, how did you get your studio name out there?
Yeah, this is a great question. So I think this is obviously the pinnacle of where you want to be. You don't want to open on open day without having really thought out this pre-launch strategy. First of all, I attended the F45 global induction in America. And so that week just gave me the most inspiration, first of all, to think of ways in which that we could apply learnings from other studios and best practices from other studios and apply it in our own. So you come away from your induction week at F45 feeling really prepared. So there was lots of things that we picked up. First of all, we knew that we needed to start collecting names, email addresses, and we went along the route of giving out two-week trials for free. We did this by creating, at the time 3 years ago, we had our own little CSV file that we created a web page so we could talk to people about it, and then we could put their details in, save it, and then we'd have a backlog of clients ready to start when we actually opened. So one of the first things that we did is we found a local sports and franchise exhibition. So this sports and franchise exhibition is outside, it's all triathletes, lots of different companies, people showing different fitness products and brands, but there was lots of athletes also competing at the time. So it was a 2-day event. So we just brought ourselves down, we brought a rowing machine down, we brought our F45 banners down, we created some little competitions, and we created within those competitions the opportunity to win 3, 6, 12-month memberships. So by the end of the 2 days of the Sports and Fitness Festival, I think we created like over 500 different email addresses and names of potential clients. So that was in the September. We then sort of went along the route of getting involved with some local radio DJs. So we got some local radio DJs in. We used them just to talk about our pre-launch. We also offered them free membership, offered them the chance to do the challenges. And that really helped just with more local exposure of the brands getting recognised. And then we did all the things that I guess the F45 induction recommends to do. So all local cafe owners, hairdressers, we did little raffles. We did as much as we could do to extend our local reach and influence. And then as well as that, we ended up organising lots of outdoor fitness training. So we partnered with a number of big office blocks that had like rooftops that we were able to use. So we ran weekly free fitness classes in a range of different places. And then we also had, I think I talked about that radio advertising as well. So by the time we actually we really kicked this off, I think around sort of September 2017. And we knew that we were due to hopefully open in the January. So we opened the start of January 2018. So sort of 4 months prior, we ended up with something around 1,200 people signed up to do a 2-week trial. So we ended up having to roll. We were so successful to start with, which was in one way it was quite surprising, but also it was awesome. So we had to actually section our 2-week trialers into like 2-week blocks so that people could book from the first 2 weeks, and we had like say 250, 300 people could book there, and we did that all the way through for the first sort of 8 weeks of us being open. So the reason that was obviously incredible is that, first of all, on the first day of opening, we had full classes, which was amazing. So there's an amazing buzz in the studio. And then it was just that sales process had to naturally kick in from there. We obviously ran a launch day as well and had like lots of like prizes and things like that. But from the very outset, it meant that we had a really buzzy, high energy studio. It wasn't like there was 3 people in. I think a really good thing to think about as well with the pre-launch strategy, and that seed was planted from the induction, was don't think about giving those 2 weeks being free, as in like, oh, you're giving something away. It's just marketing. And I think once you get your head around that, it's like, well, actually, especially when you first open, it's actually a really good way to engage with people, show them the energy in your studio, show them what it is. And the 2-week period gives them long enough time to be able to realize, actually, I'm quite addicted to this and I really like it. So it makes that initial sales flow process a lot easier when you first start.
Thing that we did, and I'm sure the other guys did the same, was as you're leading to that opening, how you're actually kind of engaging with your kind of prospects as such. And what I was surprised with was 90% of our sales is probably done through WhatsApp. And these were pre-sales before. Yes, they may have come to some of our boot camps, but before they've actually put foot in the door, it was all around kind of engaging with people through a kind of, again, it just felt like it was the most responsive way to get kind of messages out of people. So when you're collecting people's data, make sure you've got their mobile number. And like I say, you can let them know, you can remind them, you can set little groups up, but sending the messages around the boot camps that you're running, and also drip feeding that you're going to release X amount of tier one foundation memberships. Then start building that excitement that they want to be one of those that gets the first 25 best offer and things like that, and the welcome pack and things like that. And what I was finding is, if you're trying to phone or email, we were getting just almost no response, or I'm busy. Whereas you drop a message, they reply when they want. And it also suddenly breaks down this relationship piece where you are almost becoming a bit of a friend. You're in the same form of communication as their mates are, and that's been really successful for us. As painful as WhatsApp can be, it's been really useful sales tool for us, so we would definitely recommend to people to think about how you use that.